September is Tennessee Archaeology Awareness Month, and to honor the volunteer states past, the folks at the Gray Fossil Site are holding Archaeology Day on September 12th, and here to preview this prehistoric event is Dr. Jay Franklin. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Let's talk about, archaeology, and mainly they deal with paleontology out there at the fossil site, but today, on this day, those two sciences are coming together.
Yeah, we're both, in a lot of ways, earth sciences, and the state legislature earlier this year formally recognized September's Archaeology Awareness Month, so this is going to be our inaugural one, and we're really excited.
Well, tell us about some of the events that are going to be taking place out there on the 12th.
I'll be giving a short presentation on Cherokee archaeology, some of the very early prehistoric towns here, maybe around the 1400s, 1500s, and 1600. Tammy Bean, who is a southeastern native potter, a wonderful potter, is going to be doing some pottery demonstrations. Her husband, Larry Bean, will be doing some flint knapping demonstrations, making stone tools, and we'll have lots of activities for the kids like cave painting and things of that nature. So it should be a lot of fun, lots of different things.
And the paleontology side of that will be addressed out there as well. I mean, folks will be able to tour the site and do all that stuff
folks
as well.
Can go through the museum and see all the exhibits, so paleontology will be featured as well.
It's so very important. We talk about that in history classes and all. It's important to study our past, isn't it?
I think so. I think we can learn lessons from the past. People dealt with the same types of things that we're dealing with now, whether they're droughts or population pressure, and so we can learn from that. And Tennessee has a very colorful and ancient history and very nice archaeological record in our area.
And the Cherokee themselves, so important to the rich history of East Tennessee and this whole region, isn't it?
And absolutely, they're aware of that, and we're working very closely with their Tribal Historic Preservation Office, the Eastern Band, and we'll be working together this winter on a dig out here on the Nolichucky. So we work with them and don't tell them about their history. We work with them.
Very nice. And let's talk about this day specifically. There's going to be, you want everybody to come out there. This is just not for children. This is for the entire family.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have artifact and fossil ID nights out there occasionally where people bring things they found in their garden or their field, so it's for everybody. It's for the community.
I mean, even growing up, I found arrowheads in our old family farm, and so the Cherokee had and other Native American tribes had a big presence around here.
Absolutely. I suspect by about 3,000 years ago there were many towns and villages all up and down the major rivers here, but people have been on this landscape for more than 12,000 years.
That's incredible to know that. And talking about the paleontology side, you were also telling me earlier that on the second floor there at the fossil site, you may be having a new exhibit coming up there as well.
We are. We've been talking with the folks at the museum for a long time now, and they've been very encouraging. So my students and me are working on archaeology exhibits to go on the second floor, and I suspect by the end of the semester, or around about December, we should have a standing archaeology exhibit on the second floor.
And this is the first ever one of these archaeology days that you're doing out there at the fossil site. What was the impetus behind doing it?
We've been talking about it for a while. We've been talking about it before the legislature made their decision, but again, it's just to increase the awareness of things we do at ETSU and for the paleontologists and the archaeologists to work more closely together. And so I think the legislation happening this year was really what kind of got us moving and said we should try something like this.
You know, the fossil site out there was found kind of by accident when they were building a highway. You say you're digging down on the Nolichucky for it could spring up into something bigger when you make digs like that, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we're just now beginning to understand how many prehistoric and many of them Cherokee towns there were on the Nolichucky, the Watauga, and the Holston, and so we'll be out in the next several years trying to learn more about those.
All right. Sir, appreciate you being here, Dr. Jay Franklin. It is going to be the Archaeology Day there at the Gray Fossil Site. It's Saturday, September 12th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There is a number, there is a website. They would love for you to come out there and check out the history of our region.